In this video, I'm going to show you 3 really simple hip mobility exercises you can do to try to increase the range of motion in your hip. So why is the range of motion in your hip important? Well, if you don't have good hip range of motion, you're not going to be doing a lot of bending and squatting exercises or activities really easily. If you have to bend down to get something off the ground or clean baseboards in your house, or if something just falls on the ground, you have to pick it up. If you don't have normal hip mobility, that's going to be hard for you to do. So what we're going to do is find a chair. Sit in the chair, and I'm going to show you a hip external rotation stretch. So this stretches out mainly the piriformis muscle that's in the backside of your hip. But basically, if you go to tie your shoe or put a shoe on and you have a hard time getting this leg or this foot up here to put your shoe on, this is going to be a really important exercise for you to do. So from here, all you're going to do is maintaining the spine in a neutral position, meaning not slouched over. Just kind of sit with good posture and think about having a 10-pound weight on your head and pushing up towards the ceiling. That's the easiest way to clean up posture. And then what you're going to do is bring this foot up, and you're going to cross your legs essentially. So you're going to kind of get the mid or lower part of your tibia or the lower part of your leg on your knee for stability, and just hold that position. Now some people, if you're having a hard time even getting that up there, this might be enough of a stretch for you. If you're feeling a pull in the backside of the hip without pain, not any pain in the front of your hip, then you are stretching out that muscle. You're working on not just the muscle extensibility, but also the joint caps and other soft tissue structures that might be restricting your ability to do that. So in a neutral position, we want you to kind of lean forward. So what a lot of people do is they'll bend forward at their spine like that to stretch that out. Now you can do that. You can bend forward your spine and you can feel a stretch there. It's not really great for the lower part of your lumbar spine, where we see a lot of injuries in our clinics. So what I want you to do is think more about bringing your chest and head forward until you feel a pull in the backside of the hip. So see how that looks different. From here, this is kind of bending forward like this. This is what I want. Coming forward like that, and I can feel a pretty good stretch in the outside of the hip. So when stretching that muscle, 20-30 seconds is not going to do it. You've really got to hold that for 2 to 3 minutes in order to get a change in muscle length. So obviously you want to do that on both sides. If you have a side that's more restricted than the other, feel free to spend more time on that other side. Next exercise I'm going to show you, or stretch I should say, is for your hamstring muscle. So we were working back of the hip, posterior capsule, that kind of stuff. Now we're working hamstring. So from here, you're going to kind of scoot to the edge of your chair and then get this leg straight. And from here, same thing. Okay, we're not going to bend down towards our toe. Head and chest up, and you're just going to kind of push forward. And if you have tight hamstrings, you're not going to have to go very far to feel a pull there. But basically, just feeling a pull in the back of the leg, not pain or extreme strain, just kind of a pull. And same thing, you're going to hold that for 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and that will increase the length of those muscles, and it will make it much easier to kind of get into this position if you're struggling with that. Last thing I'm going to show you is a hip flexor stretch. So that was posterior chain, backside of your hip, hamstring. Now I'm going to show you a hip flexor stretch, which is often tight because people spend a lot of time sitting. So from here, you can find a pillow, a couple towels, just to kind of put something down to support your knee so that you're not pushing your patella back into your tibia and your femur. So here, you're just going to kind of get into a half kneeling position, and then you might already be feeling some stretch there. And then as you lean forward, you'll feel a little bit more stretch. Now you're going to get some of your quadricep in this probably too. That muscle attaches to the front of the hip. What we're trying to get is this hip flexor that attaches right in the front of the femur and then attaches actually on the front side of your lumbar spine, the spine in the back, the lower part of your back. So from here, what you're going to do is just lean forward. Make sure you're not getting a lot of extension in the back, because that'll put some pressure on your back that you don't want. Same thing, kind of a neutral spine, push that head up towards the ceiling, and then leaning forward until you feel a pull. We're looking for a pull kind of the front of the hip there, but remember, we're going to get some of this quadricep, so it's okay to feel some stretch going down the front of the leg, but feeling a stretch there. And then again, holding that for 2 to 3 minutes, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Those are 3 really good, easy mobilizations that you can do to get more mobility in the hip so that you can bend and squat a little bit better. All right, if you'd like this video, in the description, there's going to be links to some other videos that you might be interested in. Also, if you subscribe to our channel, which is going to be right down here, and like this video, then you'll get more content like this. All right, guys, hope you like this video, and as always, just keep moving.